This weekend, the T100 lands on the party island of Ibiza, with the world's best triathletes in pursuit of their own celebration. 2 triumphs in 3 sees the queen of the T100, Ashley Gentle, on top of the rankings.
What a dominant and complete performance from Ashley Gentle today.
But in this game, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And with her eye on the throne, Taylor Knibb returns from Olympic silver with one aim, owning the rivalry that is the talk of the T100.
Taylor Knibb in a league of her own right now.
She has completely dominated.
In the men's field, wherever Martin van Riel goes, success is never far behind. But in the Belgian slipstream is a wild card who pushes himself to the absolute limit in Yuri Kurin.
This is incredible, and what a performance.
And a champion Sam Laidlow in red-hot form.
Sam Laidlow, you are the champion.
Who will take their chance of glory as the mercury rises in the Mediterranean this weekend? 4 races down, 3 to go in the battle to be crowned T100 World Champion.
All right, we good?
I feel like I'm in better shape than I was in London. I've really been working on my running, and I think I've managed to bring my running up to a new level. I'm confident in my chances even if I come off the bike with Martin.
I'm going to try to follow every move on the bike. It's definitely not going to be easy. It will be very important to put a good result on the board here and set me up for like the last 2 races.
Take the risk, you probably get rewarded if you do it well. It always stays with the fact that you have to perform from the swim start to the run finish. My mentality and my goal for this race is to be aggressive and take the risk or lose a chance.
As these kind of races become bigger and have been going on for quite a while, they're becoming more and more important. This is where like the best athletes in the world are racing from both distances, so to win here obviously means a lot.
All these guys are good that are on the start line. These are the best people in the world, so no one's just gonna come in and easy take a win.
If I can sign somewhere that I have to go to the hospital but I can win the race, I would definitely do it without even thinking about it.
The people expect another big race from me, and I want to like not just beat these guys, but I want to destroy them.
The stage is set here in Ibiza, a place known more for its big nights than its big mornings, but that is exactly what we have with a fabulous day of T100 racing stretching out before us. And as the sun begins to rise, we are all set for a wonderful day of T100 racing. We will hand you over to the race starter as the athletes make their way to the water.
On your mark. We see there a very quick starter's horn. Sam Laidlow a little slow to get away, but ultimately he's on some good feet over there. And we can see a change in lead. Martin van Riel has gone to the front. So I guess that conversation they had has sort of played out with Rico Bogan leading the first 300, 400 metres and then Martin or Aaron taking over.
It's going to be a lot of athletes that hit transition together.
And we're going to, as always, throw to our transition expert, Jan Frodeno. Call what you're seeing, Jan.
All right, so here we go. Martin van Riel made a surprisingly calm impression on me as he ran out. Alistair Brownlee coming out, Max Newman right on the feet there. We see the athletes taking off their swimsuits. Everybody now, by a change of the rules, has to have their swim skins on, so no more funky transitions. Martin van Riel here looking very calm in his colours of choice, hard to be missed. As he gets on. By choosing to put on his socks in T1, that is a smart call to me because you're not going to create a difference here. And by the time you come around to second transitions, you're already wearing socks. Josh Amberger leading the men out. And Sam Laidlow in second, that is something I would worry about because we know he can ride.
And huge drama early. Martin van Riel in the pink and yellow up in front in the lead. They're supposed to take a right-hand turn there. They go straight through the roundabout. You can see they turn around, look. That's a hard U-turn on a TT bike like that. There's not much space on that side of the roundabout. Rico Bogan and Fred Funk slip straight through.
And this is a really nice shot to put Sam Laidlow's ride into perspective. He went the wrong way with Martin van Riel. Martin van Riel is sitting somewhere towards the back third, maybe in halfway in this group. And Sam has ridden past all these riders that you're seeing at the top of your screen. The amount of power that Sam Laidlow is putting down early is phenomenal. Oh my gosh,
way.
I cannot believe it. The first penalty.
They were the wrong kind of fireworks. That wasn't what I was asking for.
That is, I mean, he does play with fire and read the course very well, but the first penalty we see, oh my gosh, really, of all the people.
So Alistair Brownlee unclips. He has a 1 minute penalty to serve for the first ever drafting penalty in T100 World Tour history.
A minute feels like such a long time, doesn't it, when you've just stood there waiting as he clips in, heads off to a bit of a cheer.
So we can see this lead group of 3 with Mika Noot only a few seconds behind and Martin Van Riel just a couple of seconds behind. Rico Bogan leads us into T2 here at T100 Ibiza. Sam Laidlow hot on his heels in second and the magic man Fred Funk in third. The endless Bally Mika Noot in fourth and the undefeated Martin Van Riel in fifth. It does look like Martin Van Riel is putting a little bit of a surge in here. Look, he's not all or nothing here, I'm going for my big move. But since he took the lead coming down the descent the last time around, he does look like he's put in a bit of a surge, a bit of a tester. It did look like Sam Laidlow was hurting a little bit to hold onto the back of Martin Van Riel's shoulder. Martin Van Riel has made a move. Sam Laidlow looks at his watch, checks the pace. He can't hold on. Is this the decisive move of the day? Martin Van Riel has broken Sam Laidlow and he's running away with the race. Can Sam Laidlow rally and hold on here? Can he fight back onto Martin Van Riel's shoulder, or has he lost the race here with 3.3 kilometres to go? Martin Van Riel, he won T100 San Francisco on debut at the T100 World Tour. Undefeated streak remains. Martin Van Riel, your 2-time T100 World Tour champion. And Sam Laidlow, perhaps the story of the day, coming off that amazing victory at his semi-home race at London. He's been pushing the pace all day today. Sam Laidlow, second place here at T100 Ibiza.
Bravo, bravo. We see Mika Noot, high fives, fist pumps as he comes in for his next podium on the T100 series here in Ibiza.
Mika Noot's highest ever finish on the T100 World Tour, his first podium. You see the excitement and what it means to him. Mika Noot.
Yeah, I mean, it really means a lot because obviously in between San Francisco and now I also did the Olympics, which was a very big disappointment, and I feel like I didn't get what I worked for there. My shape was a lot better than the 22nd place that I showed, and I think that here I showed again like what my level is and what I can do. So to come home on this distance now, because now I'm a full-time long distance athlete, yeah, that's incredible to take another win in the T100 against some of the best in the world again. Yeah, feels super good.
You never know these races. You need to have a really good day to be up front and such fine margins. So yeah, I mean, I took a swim pretty chill today, hoping to have a really strong bike. And unfortunately, I didn't quite have the legs I had in London on the bike. It was good. I kind of backed my run and stayed in the pack, and it was good to show that I can run with the best guys. Just Martin happened to be the real deal. To be honest, I thought that Martin would kind of wait for the finish. I thought he would back up his sprint, just being a short course athlete. So yeah, I was quite surprised. He kind of attacked on the climb and I held him, and then on the descent he was just faster. But the better man won, and I'm really happy with how the race unfolded.
I kind of knew that he would expect me to count on my sprint, because yeah, he obviously followed San Francisco as well. We were kind of changing the lead a little bit, and yeah, I think that he also expected me to count on the sprint, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna count on my sprint, but I'm gonna try one surge and see if something happens. And yeah, I could crack in there, so that was even better.
I feel quite a bit of pressure going into every race as a wild card, because yeah, I want to prove myself, and I know there are a lot of guys out there who also deserve a wild card, in my opinion. And yeah, that's why I want to prove that I'm worth it. Yeah, I mean, now I got 3 wild cards, and I think I performed quite well, and I also gave him quite a good show in every race, so yeah, really stoked about it.
Paris is done, Paris is over, and it's quite different after the Olympics. There's some super strong women, and some super strong women who we haven't seen race this year over this distance, let alone over this distance at all. I respect Taylor Spivey immensely, and she's never done a T100 race, and she's going to be out there.
I think that I have definitely made huge improvements since London, so I think that for me it's more about myself and hoping that I can actually transfer all the work that I've put in onto the race course.
If I find myself in the position to win this race, I mean, yeah, I'm going to go really deep. I mean, I haven't won a race in a long time and I've never won a T100 race, so I think if I'm in that position, I'll be really motivated and really excited to get as much out of myself as possible to cross the line first. Yeah, I mean, you're racing a really strong field, so whoever wins is going to have to put together a really great race and have to really, really want to win the race.
I've been working on my run a lot and I haven't yet shown that this year in any race. Maybe the closest to my run improvement was in the mixed relay in Paris, but like I just felt like I haven't yet raced to my run capacity, but there are still at another level.
And there's an interesting wild card of Julie Deron, silver medalist from Paris a few weeks ago. I know she's a really strong cyclist and she's a really great runner. So someone like her as well, you just don't quite know how they're going to fare over this distance because again, it's stepping up.
I'm really excited to get out there on Saturday and yeah, see if I can produce a race that I know I'm capable of.
Well, we go from the excitement of the men's race to the anticipation and nerves of the women's race here today at the 5th stop of the T100 World Tour in Ibiza.
On your mark!
We see Imogen Simmons off to the left-hand side of your screen in the red cap. She's taken a really aggressive start to the swim here. Ashley Gentle over on the far left in orange. She now needs to get on Imogen Simmons' feet. That's where she needs to be. Taylor Spivey has taken charge of this swim today. Her debut here at the T100 World Tour, and she's found herself leading it for the first 26 minutes.
Taylor Nib was a top 10 finisher at the Olympic time trial with 3 crashes, right? I don't think, even if she does wait, that's an all-out effort for everyone else to hold on to on a normal day. I'm not trying to discount the race early on, but I don't think Taylor Nib is waiting for everyone. She is such a strong caliber and she can deal with adversity.
Here we are at the front of the women's race. Taylor Nib, 10 kilometres into it. She's about 12 kilometres into it now. She's got a 34-second lead to second place India Lee. Flora Duffy in third, 1 minute and 13 seconds behind. Julie Deron has worked her way into fourth, 1 minute and 53 seconds.
Ashley Gentle on the screen in front of us there, and just in front of her is the figure of Annie Haug. So they are probably two of, if not the two best runners that we've got in the race today, and they are both at around just over 4 minutes down at the moment.
And here it is, the second ever drafting penalty at the T100 World Tour. It's the debutante, Julie Deron. She's being shown a blue card. That Teo looks like he's just explaining to her what she has to do. Keep in mind, she has to stop in at the next penalty tent and take that 1 minute penalty.
It's a long and lonely run in for Taylor Nib. No one else is going to be in sight for a very long time, and the nature of this bike course, this run course, means that she's never going to have a chance to go out and back and see people. The only people she's going to see out on the course are people that she laps.
It'll be really interesting. 250, we're hearing one of her teammates throw in. She does have to put on the socks, which Taylor Nib didn't. But this is so far a fantastic performance. Taylor Nib lapping Ash Gentle. Get your head wrapped around that. I mean, that is just such a statement of intent. That is got to be soul crushing to a point that, yeah, they're going to be, Ash Gentle's going to have to ask herself some heavy questions. We expected this to be a battle.
Wow. As Julie Deron makes the pass on India Lee for second. Wow, her debut race, and she's made her way up to second, and we've got pretty much all the big hitters in today. Julie Deron is showing that she is now putting herself up in lights with all of those big names over the T100 distance.
I mean, this is on Indy now. I mean, Ashley is flying, but Indy has to hold it together. She will know, the people on course will be telling her that the threat from behind now is Ashley Gentle, because she is motoring, and Indy has to keep herself running fast and smooth, otherwise she's going to lose that podium spot.
She has been out of this world today at T100 Ibiza. Front pack swim, made her move on the bike, came into T2 with no one around her, and showed the world, I'm not just a swimmer, I'm not just a biker, I am a triathlete, I'm the best middle distance triathlete in the world. Second place here today behind the great Taylor Nib, beating Ashley Gentle, beating Annie Haug. Julie Deron second place at T100 Ibiza. The Miami champion, third here today in the final spot on the podium at T100 Ibiza. India Lee, what a race.
It was okay. I kind of wanted more. I really struggled on the bike today. I'm not really sure why, but just found it pretty brutal out there. And then I had a good run, but just not fast enough to catch that many people.
I didn't really know what to expect. I was actually quite nervous before the race. I wanted to do a good job. There's so many great athletes here, so it's a bit intimidating lining up with all these great names.
I probably came into the race thinking, my swim bike was in good shape. I was probably more uncertain about my run, to be honest. Mentally, I kind of stuck with it, and once I started to, gain on a few people, I really found my stride in the run, and I felt like I was sprinting, literally that 18K, because I was just trying to catch as many people as I can, and actually pretty proud of myself that I salvaged a 4th place, to be honest.
Yeah, it makes me feel pretty proud that I've got 2 really good results. There's 2 more races to go, so another couple of opportunities, and if I've already got a couple of podiums in, there's no reason why I can't try and chase another couple more.
It was a difficult situation, but I think the penalty was, it was correct that I would get it, because I was in the red and I didn't make the pass. It gave me a bit of fire for the last 15K on the bike, and I could almost make up the time that I lost in the penalty box. And I'm really pleased to finish in 2nd place and come quite close.
Yes, I'm just very grateful to be here, very grateful for this series, very grateful that the T100 acknowledges the Olympics. That's special, and so, yes, I couldn't have asked for a better day.
It's an exciting race, first post-Olympic race, and we see the full force of points and the series taking a hold. Martin Van Riel, I have to say Sam Laidlaw, he impressed me today. That was a foot race, and he took it to Martin. That was very impressive. Julie Duron, what a performance. We expected her to run well, but she held her own throughout the races. Very impressive. And then a super impressive Taylor Lipshot.
It's the world's capital for the gambler, the risk taker, the player of odds. And this weekend, it is high-stakes racing for the greatest triathletes on the planet. Home from the Olympics and dominating Ibiza, Taylor Knibb holds all the T100 cards. With 2 wins out of 2, can she set herself up perfectly for the biggest prize pot at the World Championship final? Taking on the heat, the hills, and a field of challengers, today we find out if Taylor's made for moments like these.
I'm really looking forward to this one. Obviously the first one went really well, so I'm excited to see again how I stack up in this field.
The bike course also looks very cool, very exciting.
As more hilly the course, the better it suits me, because I'm a lightweight athlete, so I'm really struggling with the complete flat course where all the power horses can just push so much more watts.
The run, that's going to be brutal. I don't know how I'm going to make it up some of those hills on the final laps.
That's really challenging, so we will see. I mean, that will hurt for sure.
Ibiza showed me that I can ride with some of the strongest girls, and then from the run it just showed me that I'm one of the best runners, so that gave me some confidence for the back end of the race.
Julie, she's a huge threat, but I feel like this is a course that could really suit Flora because of its punchy nature, and then also someone like Anne Howe. This course in certain weather days could have catastrophic blow-ups, I think.
There is one bit of breaking news this morning, and that is that the Miami winner in round 1, India Lee, is out of today's race with illness.
I'm okay, I'm not on death's door or anything, but I'm not in a condition to go out in tough conditions against a tough field and put my body on the line. With thought of the grand final at the back of my mind, I'm just taking a sensible decision.
On your mark.
And we are racing here at the second last stop for the year on the T100 World Tour at Lake Las Vegas. What I'm seeing is that in that chase group, Julie Duron has Hannah DeVette, Paula Finlay, Lucy Byram there with her. They're three very strong cyclists relative to the rest of the field. In my mind, this is the first time that there's really any danger for Taylor Knibb so far in 2024. Like, I don't think she's going to have it all her own way from what I'm seeing here early in the swim. So Hayley Chura leads us out of the swim. Taylor Spivey, the second time around at the T100 World Tour, second. Flora Duffy behind her in third, and Taylor Knibb in fourth. The run from swim exit to T1 is about 350 metres long, and it's hard to tell on camera, but it's straight uphill. It's actually quite steep. We saw a really quick transition from Flora Duffy, who got a break on Taylor Knibb here out of T1. Probably a very smart move.
Yeah, also, but Taylor opted for socks. You see Spivey also put her socks on, so they won't have to do that in T2. So it's sort of a matter of do it now or do it later.
And we have the chase group here in T1. Julie Duron, you just saw leave your screen. Hannah DeVette, who did all the work. Lucy Byram in the red and white, and Paula Finlay, probably the crowd favourite.
Taylor Knibb here, just passing Taylor Spivey, and you see Flora Duffy just up in the lead. But yeah, Taylor Knibb already, you know, smashing those pedals.
Flora Duffy led the race for about 5.8 kilometres. That's about as long as anyone's led a bike race that Taylor Knibb's involved in recently. Lucy Byram, a 1-minute drafting penalty. Wonder where that happened. Maybe with Paula Finlay early on in the bike. That's disappointing, but maybe she is pushing the limits a little bit and riding too close if that's the second time there's been issues. Back with Taylor Knibb here out at the front of the T100 Lake Las Vegas, the second last stop on the T100 World Tour. We are 30 kilometres into this bike ride, and Taylor Knibb finds herself over 2 minutes in front out at the front of this race today. We've got eyes on Annie Haug here. Oh, this is day done for Annie Haug. She'll be back over 12 minutes behind the lead by now. Is he going to go up to Flora Duffy here? It looks like it, and there it is, the blue card.
No.
Flora Duffy has got a drafting penalty. We're going to see Flora Duffy step off here at this tent and take a 1-minute stop at the side of the road. Taylor Knibb, our T100 Ibiza and San Francisco champion, the only 2-time champion racing today in the women's field, enters T2 in front. She has a 5-minute lead over second place Lucy Byram, and the big challenger coming from behind in third. This is the hardest run course we've had so far this year at the T100 World Tour. I think Taylor Knibb actually looks really good coming out of T2. Julie Duron, this is the big story. She's 5 minutes and 20 seconds back from Taylor Knibb entering T2. In Ibiza, last time around, she ran 4.5 minutes faster than Taylor Knibb. If she does that again today, things get close.
Taylor Knibb lapping Paula Finlay. Paula Finlay is one of the best athletes in the sport. That just shows how great Taylor is racing today. She is really putting together that perfect day.
Battle for third, the young Lucy Byram versus the wily veteran Flora Duffy, the Olympic medalist. Neither of these women have podiumed at a T100 race before. It was both of their goals. Lucy Byram, she had it in her grasp today, and Flora Duffy has just taken it right off her. She led the swim. She completely dominated the bike, and she's found her home here at Lake Las Vegas on the run course. Taylor Knibb, your T100 Lake Las Vegas champion. 3 from 3, the best in the sport right now. Julie Duron, the fastest runner right now on the T100 World Tour. Second place here at Lake Las Vegas. And what a day it has been for Flora Duffy. Finally finds her spot on a long course podium in a big race. The biggest podium of her long course career here at T100 Lake Las Vegas. Flora Duffy finally on the podium.
I think I'm still recovering from the past race, and that was a big shock to my system. And then I've just been really off the past 3 weeks. And so I think that was more just getting through it, and I'm kind of shocked I made it to the finish today and just very grateful.
It was a really, really tough day out there today. A bit of a struggle to get to the finish line, but I made it here in second place again, so I'm really happy with that.
These races are so competitive and so tough, so yeah, managing to sneak my way in the podium in third place is really awesome, so I'm very happy about that.
I swim like a sheep.
And I didn't have to the best day. I still came second, still I think under 3 minutes behind her. So I'll train really hard. I'll work on the small things, and I can hopefully get closer and closer. And no one is unbeatable, so one day someone of us will beat her.
Olympic disappointment or not, it would be huge to win the series. So I'm focused on just trying to have another good race in 4 weeks. See if I can hang on.
Taylor Knibb, 3 from 3, 105 points. She finishes first or second in Dubai at the grand final, and she wins the first ever T100 World Tour.
Yeah, I mean the first two T100s have just been like kind of like a dream, you know. I couldn't have wished for a better start in this series, and yeah, there's 2 more stops to go now. First one, Vegas. And yeah, I hope to continue on the same feeling I was having.
Honestly, I have a lot of energy. I have a lot of energy in a lot of ways, a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings pent up inside of me. And so like those emotions just need somewhere to go. And so I'm just putting my emotions on the race course on Saturday.
For me, the tougher the course, the better actually. So yeah, I think that it will suit me, and hopefully on this course maybe I can already try and do something on the bike.
I got here and I went out and I rode the course last night, and I just went, this is exactly what I would dream of a bike course being for me. Exactly. And same with the run course.
I've always said that now my fellow Belgian, Jelle Geens, he got a wild card, and I think definitely when you start the run with him, that will get dangerous. And we've raced so much on the short course together, and we've always said that we wanted to be on the podium together, and I think we actually never were on the podium on the highest level together. I kind of hope that we can do it here in T100, so that would be amazing to have a big battle with him.
You always got to bet when you're in Vegas, and if you got to bet, you got to bet on yourself.
Well, here we are for the T100 Lake Las Vegas men's race. These men we can expect a close race from, a hard-fought race. We're not going to see the dominance that we saw in the women's race from Taylor Knibb. And we are racing here at Lake Las Vegas, the 6th stop on the T100 World Tour. And just like always, the men have started fast. Look way at the back, not even at the turn boy yet. That's got to be Sam Long. If you look at the first red tee, between the 2 red boys, there's a swimmer. Look how far that gap is to Sam. That's huge. This is minutes. Like, this here in itself is already probably like a minute 45 or something like that. And they've still got a K and a half to go. So we've got Henry Schoeman, Aaron Royal, Martin Van Riel, Alistair Brownlee, Justus Nijlsen, and Mark Dubik at the back of this race. This is a really, really interesting position. They've got the long run up into T1, and this is like where there can be big gaps established early on the bike. Someone just needs to go and take charge of it.
This is interesting. Martin Van Riel electing to put on socks, so he must be fairly confident in his transition in this first section of his bike. We don't see that a ton.
See Sam Long, he's made his way out of the water. This is the all-important time check. This point right now for Sam Long can be day over. He's a very good cyclist and a very good runner. 5 minutes and 39 seconds is the official time gap out of the water. That's doable, but it's a big gap. Alistair Brownlee got a drafting penalty in Ibiza, and it looks like the next race here in Lake Las Vegas, he's got yet another drafting penalty. So there it is, the moment Alistair Brownlee was handed his second blue card. 2 in 2 races. The shake of the head from Alistair Brownlee says everything. That is the minute penalty for drafting that Alistair Brownlee has started to serve.
Go.
Justus, Martin, we see Matthias just passing Martin as well, and then Jelle Geens. They are the four fastest movers out on course. Martin Van Riel has slowed down at the back end of this bike ride, as has Matthias Margerier, and the reason why is because they know this moment has been approaching. T2, this run course, we've talked about it all day. It is savage. We have Martin Van Riel here. He looks cooked. He looks like that bike has really taken it out of him. He hasn't looked like that entering T2 at either of the races he's done. That doesn't mean he's not going to run well. It just means that was a tough bike ride. Jelle Geens is known for being one of the fastest 5 and 10K runners in the sport of triathlon, and he looks like he is exploding out of T2. Look at that gap he's already put on Mathis Margerier. Martin looks, if anything, a little bit more serious, a little bit, I don't want to say bad because he looks great, but of the two, Jelle Geens looks like the one that's full of running, and just like that, he's taken the lead. Jelle Geens takes the lead here at T100 Lake Las Vegas up the second climb of the day. Can Martin Van Riel hold on to him up the climb?
Jason West cramping as we speak, so that is really, really disappointing to see.
This happened to him in Singapore as well this year. He had the stomach cramp issues. I'm not sure if he has anything else, but I saw him just grab to that sort of right-hand side of his stomach, so maybe that's what it looks like it is, and they're a reoccurring issue for Jason West potentially, but this could be the lack of run training showing itself. Whoa, we're seeing a little bit of it.
And he's fixing up his lace.
Okay, well this may be a worthy investment of time, having a shoelace come untied.
You can see how steep that climb was there with that camera angle as well. It is brutally steep, that climb. That's the steepest climb on the run course.
This is a battle for the ages.
It's on repeat until someone breaks, isn't it, Rinny? Jelle Geens, he gets away up the climbs. Martin Van Riel, he works his way back onto Jelle Geens' shoulder on the descent. How many laps can Jelle Geens run away up the climbs? How many laps can Martin Van Riel drag his way back? And Justus Nieschlag, he's done it. He's made the pass. He's on debut here at the T100 World Tour, and he finds himself on the podium in third position.
That lead still at 11 seconds. Jelle Geens to Van Riel. Again, well, we'll look to see if we can get him in vision coming around that corner. Yep, there's the man.
I don't think this thing is
Van
over.
Riel, it's not
I
over,
don't think
guys.
this is over.
I feel like okay, maybe it's over. It's not over, you guys. This race is still happening. We're on the last lap, 2.8 kilometers to go for Jelle Geens and Martin Van Riel, who will be the champion of the T100 Las Vegas.
Wow, what an incredible picture. You can see that lead that Jelle Geens has developed. Martin Van Riel not giving up. His stride is still opened up. He's still charging forward, but this is going to be a really hard deficit to make up at this point.
Jelle Geens today here on debut at the T100 World Tour has found his home. The emergence of a star. Jelle Geens wins T100 Lake Las Vegas. Martin Van Riel, second place today after 3.5 hours of suffering at Lake Las Vegas. There's a new rival in Martin Van Riel's life. His name's Jelle Geens. Second place, Martin Van Riel. Justus Nieschlag on debut here at the T100 World Tour. Third place, and you saw, jumped across the finish line, ecstatic with his performance here today.
That run course was hard, and bloody hell, Macht is like flying on the downhill. Like even my lace came loose because I had to go so fast downhill, and yeah, it was hard, but yeah, happy got that wild card. Everyone can be beaten, I guess, and well, yeah, Macht has done amazing, and I'm happy I could compete with him and had a good fight with him, and yeah, of course also happy to beat him.
This is an embarrassing gap, let's be honest. 6 minutes is just embarrassing. That's not acceptable. You know, 3 or 4 minutes I can smile about because I know I can do that, but 6 minutes you got no chance. That's just a fact.
I mean, to be honest, yeah, I'm quite disappointed. I think I was really strong today, but yeah, I think the course definitely suited lighter guys, and I'm already light compared to some people, but I think Jelle is just still a little bit lighter, and yeah, especially on the run, on the uphills, I was really suffering. So I kind of let him go a couple of times in the first laps and tried to pull him back on the downhill, but I couldn't keep doing that. So after I think 4 or 5 laps, I cracked. It's obviously another really good result in the books. I mean, that was maybe the most important of today. Obviously, I would have liked to win, but my fellow countryman is probably one of the ones that I would give the streak to the most. So yeah, like I'm still in a really, really good position for Dubai now with this result added. So so that makes me very happy.
It's been a wonderful day of racing here in Lake Las Vegas as the last of the heroes make their way over the finish line. But right from the start today, it has been drama, and right at the end, we have had drama as well. It all leads now to a fantastic conclusion in Dubai in 1 month's time. Do not miss it. We'll see you then. But from all of us, bye for now.